But because of Asaya and Ron, we had a wonderful view of the fireworks. So to the right of the rear smokestack, that's where you want to stand. So that was a good one. And then she asked, what did you think of the Reimagined Disney Magic? The ship was gorgeous. It was exciting to be on my first Disney cruise. This specific cruise, though, was not quite Disney ready. The boat was sea ready, but it wasn't Disney ready. There were a few things that weren't quite up to Disney standards, and I think that's just a matter of it being, the first time out and all that kind of stuff. So I feel very assured that the next cruise is going to be better, even better, if that's possible. So, let's see. The next one was, did you ride the Aquadunk? No, I did not, but I do have a great appreciation for it, and it was the first thing I wrote about when I got home. I also posted an awesome video on my website, disneyways.com. All you have to do is search for Aquadunk. And but I did see that Ron posted on Facebook. He's not real big on thrill rides, but he had to ride this one on the new Disney Magic. He said that he still prefers the Aqueduct. So that was my buddy Ron's opinion. Hopefully that helps you out a little bit because I didn't go on the Aquadunk. I was a big chicken. Okay, and then Jessica Walker Ballad from BeginToCraft.com asks, why do a cruise versus the park? And I love this question. It's a really good one. Basically, I think, why choose one or the other? I really want to recommend doing both. You can actually do the theme parks first and then do a cruise after if that's an option for you. And the reason for that is you're running around the theme parks and packing in lots of activities in a short amount of time. So it's fun to, right after that, I would think would be awesome to go right on a Disney cruise. There's still plenty to do on a cruise, but you get more laid-back atmosphere, and there's more time to relax before heading home after you've been to the parks. The biggest difference between a theme park vacation and a cruise ship vacation is that on a cruise, the parents and the kids get time apart and time together. The ships will likely have youth and teen programs, and so the parents can pamper themselves a bit while their little ones are being entertained and supervised by well-trained youth counselors. And you can stay together, of course, too, if you don't want to separate as a family. But, it's nice to have that option. If you want to separate, you can do that on a cruise and feel comfortable about it. And then later you can be at the pool or sharing a leisurely dinner together. So that's fun. And the next question she asks is, what are your top 5 things to do on board? So I'll try to make this quick. But my personal top 5 were enjoying the grown-up spaces and the quality time with my husband. Not being able to use our cell phones and being truly unplugged was awesome. We had a craft time and trivia contest and more, so the quality time was number 1. The shows are unbelievable, and you can't miss those shows. I personally enjoyed all the choices in the food and lots of eating. I love to eat. That's just me. Now, if I was able to afford it, I would have done the spa as well. So that would probably be my number 4 choice. Make sure you do that if you have the means. It's incredible and beautiful, and it's one of the newly, redesigned spaces. And then finally, I want to recommend that you go on the Aquadunk, even though I didn't. It's 212 feet that you drop in 5 seconds, and part of the slide includes a 20-foot section that extends off of the ship. So just because I didn't do it doesn't mean you should give it a try if you're brave. Becca Swerock, I hope I'm saying your name right. She is with Chip and Company, and she's also an agent with Destinations in Florida. And she asked what the average wait time for the Aquadunk was and if the line moves fast. So from what I could tell, Becca, the line moves pretty fast. It's like your water park kind of lines, and the speed through the ride, I would imagine it's probably about the same. I didn't hear anybody complaining about there being a really long line or anything like that. So next is Patrick from StitchesHome.com, and he asked, if you cruised on other cruise lines, do you prefer them or Disney Cruise Line? Absolutely, without a doubt. Even though this was not top-notch Disney cruising, I would prefer Disney cruising over any other cruising any day of the week. And then he asked about the best things for kids. Now, we didn't have kids with us, but I can tell you from what I've read. So here we go. The Oceaneer Club is brand new. It's an opportunity to do a Slinky Dog slide in Andy's room from Toy Story, play dress up in Tinkerbell's Pixie Hollow do crafts in the Mickey Mouse Club. And in the Oceaneer Lab, there's a new setup, but the same activities, including science experiments, animation lessons, and opportunity to take the wheel of the ship, at least virtually. Babies and tots are entertained in a cheery redesigned nursery. Aqualab is the last one here. As on Disney's newest ship, the Splash Zone is themed on Donald Duck's mischievous nephews, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, and has a bunch of ways to get wet, including geysers, dump buckets, and a new 250-foot family-friendly water slide called Twist and Spout. His third question was, what's the best thing for the adults? Well, back to my favorite 5 things. I already mentioned those, but there's also the new grown-up places that adults can hang out in. First is the after hours area. It's really cool. There's also an Art Deco inspired piano bar called Keys, and a classic Irish pub sports bar called O'Gill's. And finally, there was the nightclub that has an undersea theme called Fathoms. So the best thing for adults to do is to go hang out and check out those new spaces and see what that's all about. For number 4, what's the best updated feature? Probably the staterooms. I know Disney has always scored big points for the staterooms with the standout family-friendly feature of having 1.5 baths. There's new lighter decor. It still has a nautical theme, but there are enhanced touches, including higher bed frames with storage room underneath. The stateroom was amazing. To me, it was probably the best updated feature. I don't have anything to compare it to, but it was fabulous. So. Did you happen to hear or see how they handle special diets? They're awesome in the park, so it would be interesting to know if it carries over to the cruises. Yes, Patrick. The servers still come to your table and ask everybody if anybody has any special dietary requirements. I wasn't able to observe anybody with those requirements, unfortunately, but I feel confident that it's pretty much the same procedure that they have in the parks. And then Patrick asked, would you cruise with them again? Absolutely. And then finally, we have Sid Gray from MouseKidJournals.com and 3MinuteTravelTips.com. And Sid asked, as a first-time cruiser with Disney, what stood out for you the most? And I guess I would have to say the service, the surroundings, and obviously the Disney magic. I just can't imagine any other cruise line being able to compete in my mind. I have been on other cruise lines, but it just wasn't anything like this. This was an amazing experience. You truly have to try it out for yourself to know what I'm talking about. I know Sid's been on some cruises, so he's picking up what I'm laying down. But basically, stood out for me the most was the Disney magic. And then he asked about dry dock, but unfortunately our little cruise didn't stop anywhere. We just kind of went in a circle on the water. So we just enjoyed the ship and hung out and did that kind of stuff. And the newly redesigned spaces were fabulous. Again, I wasn't on the boat before this, so I don't know how much of an improvement it was personally, but I've heard that, from the other cruisers that it was amazing and beautiful. I thought so too. And then last is Scott Parker, who wants me to give a shout out for taking the Florida plunge and just wanted me to tell him about the new water slide. So I went over that already. Don't want to repeat that, but basically if you really want to get a feel for it, I did post a video from Inside the Magic over on my website. It's disneyways.com, and in the search you can just type in the Aqua Dunk and that'll pop up for you so you can check it out. So hopefully this video wasn't too long, but thanks for tuning in, and hopefully we'll do this again soon. This was fun. Let me know if you have any more questions. I love hearing from you. Thanks. We'll see you in the parks.